once again, thank you, Dr. James. You know, very, very important to make sure you stay involved anytime something goes down around here. Hey, but first up, I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. This is a very important occasion for me and my family here. And I just want to dispel some of the things that you've been hearing. So my brother came up here, he called me General. And then, you know, my son called me different titles, and Dr. James using different titles. Part of it is that when I was growing up a long time ago, I was in the Boys Brigade in Antigua. And from that early age, I figured I can get to the top rank in this organization. And then my dad got involved and said, you know, not so fast, Mr. King. Why don't you come to the States and see if you can replicate what you want to do in Antigua? If you can do it in the States, then by all means do it, and then whatever I earn, whatever I work so hard to gain, it becomes yours. Right, Mr. King? All right, so that's how we got here. We joined the military and decide, because Mr. King already told me, there should be no limit in whatever you do around here. So go pursue as much as you can. Whatever you need, just let me know and I'll support you. And as I'm looking back over the few milestones that I've gone through throughout the years, and then as I'm looking back and I'm thinking, it's the same set of people who are always there to celebrate with me. So when I graduated college and my name was in the paper, and at that time I just got commissioned in the National Guard as a second lieutenant, and it was in the West Indian American newspaper. And the person who wrote the piece made a mistake, and at the time, my title was captain. Even though I was a second lieutenant, I was still like 7, 8 years away from making captain. But he put captain in there, and no one really picked up on it because most people don't really pay attention, right? But going back, you know, people call me sergeant, call me all kind of different things, which is fine. But that's kind of how it started. And so as I'm going through, it's the same individuals who are very instrumental in what I have achieved. And those individuals started from the moment I entered this social club. And Mr. Johnson talking about flying to the States on the 17th of June, 1983. Well, June 3rd, 1980, I think it's 1984. June 3rd, 1984 is when I actually flew into JFK. My dad picked me up. So that was a Saturday, June 3rd. That Sunday, I was introduced to the members of the social club. Mr. Johnson, Mr. Watson, Mr. Black, Mr. Thornhill, and all the other members in the club at the time. And that Sunday morning, I was on the cricket field playing cricket. And figure I just came up, I was 16, 17 years old at the time. You know, very hostile, bowling very, very quick, you know, so doing a lot of crazy damage at that time. But as I continue to grow throughout the organization, so those individuals continue to provide some very strict guidance. And I must say, along the way, some other individuals came into the play as well. Ms. Blossom, thank you very much. And with that, Ms. Watson, Ms. Evans, Mrs. Johnson, and then the McKinley sisters over on my left. But all that was only a part of what we're trying to achieve in this organization. And so, as I thought about turning 50 years old, and Dr. Jim's talking about getting up 3 times a night. I mean, I'm not sure, maybe Jackie can correct me how many times I got up at night, because I thought it was only once. All right, she said, I do not get up at night. Right? All right, so let me just step back a little bit. So in 1989, that's when I started working for the state. And the first day on the state job, my good friend over here, Mike Longo, right? That's the guy over here, right? So the same night, the same day, at the same time, both of us started working at the club, at the state, the same day. So my employee number ends with 5 and his ends with 6. Okay. Because we started at the same time, right? Same job. And so it's very important to see Mike Longo sitting here right throughout. And I must tell you, as much as I talk a lot to members in this organization and friends and family, but I don't think anyone know me better than Mike Longo, because right throughout the years, as a matter of fact, for the past 10 years, we work, every time we have to go to the field to look at certain potholes and bridges, it's Mike Longo and I. So Mike Longo knows a lot. So if I say I'm getting up twice at night, Mike Longo can probably vote for it.
Thank you. Tell us, Mike. He just the peach
I don't
juice.
know his secrets.
Okay, yeah. So so with that, there's Drew Coleman. We spent a lot of time, and we call him Coach Coleman for a reason because he was the coach of the basketball team, and then got over to I used to call him the boss man at the time. But he moved on to bigger and better things. And what Brad was saying way back, creating this assistant supervisor position, I was serious about it.
I
All right, so turning 50. So we saw Brad turn 50 a few weeks ago. We had something at the state, and then every month it seemed like somebody's celebrating either 50 or they're retiring. And so the conversation at the state, it went from, all right, I'm turning 50, but once you pass that milestone, it's then start talking about retirement. And what would you expect to get at retirement? Because if you pay attention to the news, the governor is trying to reach in and grab as much from the workers as possible. So I just want to say thank you very much. My son, thank you. But none of this is possible without the strong family support that I have here. My wife, Jackie, my beautiful young daughter here, Amor, my beautiful young daughter, Nayla, and Jamaica, and my stepson, Eneji. I just want to say something about Eneji because in Mike Longer, that's the guy who I talk about a lot, right? So Master Eneji, very, very talented because he finished high school at 16 years old and got into college at 16. So let's give it up to Master Eneji. So that in itself is a very impressive feat. But what I'm gonna share with you right now is that Master Eneji was given a scholarship to attend MIT, that's Massachusetts Institute of Technology, to study engineering. I mean, he was very young, so he kind of sided with his mom, saying he needs to stay close to home, so that's why he ended up at Central. He's doing great things there. But that's the kind of talent this individual has. Master Eneji, thank you very much. I'm very proud to be a part of your life. So once again, turning 50, a very important milestone. And how we already said, you're not going to remember much. Well, the thing is, I turned 50 last month, right? So between then and now, I really do not remember anything. But I really want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, all the club members. And if I miss your name, I apologize. But I'm very thankful that everyone could join me tonight to celebrate this important milestone. And so with that, I'm going to turn the mic back over to the Master of Ceremony, Dr. James. Thank you very much.